Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the next video in the Zephyr 750 rebuild. In one of the last videos we checked the valve clearances and we've also checked the engine compression. So we seem to have a fault with the engine, so I think it's time just to take it out. We could just take the head off for a look, but we're stripping the bike anyway, so we might as well just go straight in and take the engine out. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and thank you to all the recent new subscribers. It does make a difference to the channel. Please enjoy the video. Good boy. This cover is only loosely attached. Which will then reveal the front sprocket. I'm still a bit worried about this movement in the gear selector. Now I did change the oil seal for a new one. But still moving around a lot, and a bit of oil is getting past. So we'll have a look at that when we take the engine out. So to get the engine out, I'm going to have to take the chain off. Now this is a riveted chain. Although it's very, very grubby, I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. So I don't want to cut the rivets. But if I take the wheel off and move the chain up, I should be able to slip it around the link. Now some chains will have a split link which you can take off. It's the type of chain I'd associate with things like motocross bikes. So to take the wheel out, we've got to take these clips off, undo these bolts to slacken it. You can see a lot of these have just been mashed. So I don't need to take the wheel off to take the chain off, but I might as well as I'm stripping it. So I also need to unbolt the earth cable and the clutch cable. I need to disconnect the electrics from the stator. So I wasn't going to strip the bike down at this stage, I was just going to take the engine out. But I decided whilst here I might as well. So here's a couple of pictures of that. I do like how very, very simple it is to strip down. This literally took 5 minutes. So with the bike mostly stripped down, it's now time to get the oil out. I haven't got a drain pan, and this bucket isn't particularly clean, so I've just lined it with a bin liner, and it's a 17mm spanner to take the nut off. And I want to keep the oil because it's only just gone into the bike, so I don't want to throw it away. Oil is getting far too expensive. So I'm now going to get the oil cooler pipes off. Just want to give them a little clean up because I don't want all that dirt going into my oil. These are 10mm. Okay, so now that most of the oil is out, we might as well take the oil cooler off as well. Well, those are very loose, so as with lots of this refurb, it appears that somebody has just played around with things, taken things off, put things back on loosely. So that's very, very easy to get off. But it's always a good idea when you're doing a bike like this, pretty much go over everything. You know, when I did the ZX10, I had the forks were assembled incorrectly. Some of the bearings weren't pressed in properly. And that was a pretty well maintained bike in all fairness, but there were faults with it. But like I say, this one has just been, by the look of it, thrown back together after being disassembled for some reason. Now I know it wasn't running, but I'm not sure why they want to take the oil cooler off. Just going to move this oil pan out of the way temporarily because I don't want any bits falling into it. I put a glove over there. That should hopefully stop a lot of oil dripping out. Okay, hang on a minute, there's a nut on the back of these. I thought they would just screw into the frame, to be perfectly honest. So I'll just go and hang this up somewhere. If I hang it upside down, hopefully no oil will drip out of it. So I'm now ready to take the engine mounting bolts off. So we've got a series of bolts here. There's one under here and here as well. Now I'm going to take the bolts off and the bracket, and that'll probably make it easier for me to then get it out. Oh dear. There's a stiff one. the other. Can't quite get in there. Might have been a good idea to give these a little spray down with some release oil. Just putting a crowbar in there just to take a bit of weight off the bolt, because obviously all the weight of the engine is now in one place. There we go. Now I'm just going to put it down. It'll probably just sit on the frame, but it doesn't really matter. Same way, I may have to just jiggle it about a bit to get these bolts out. I've got to take these ones off first. Struggling with the back one again. Maybe it's because all the weight is on that. Just putting a little trolley jack underneath the engine to take some of the weight. From this angle it does look like I'm just jacking the frame of the bike, but there is enough engine protruding underneath and it is taking a little bit of weight from the engine. Maybe that will help. Not really. might just be this bolt is jammed in. It's always the last bolt, isn't it? It really doesn't want to turn. So that tells me the bolt's undone from the other side, so potentially jammed in there. Whew. That is tight. The last thing I want to do is strip the thread. No. Okay, let's have a think about this. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of heat in the general area of this bolt. Hopefully that'll help. I better undo this wire first. It's only going to get burnt. Oh, actually I can get it with the way like that. Oh yeah, that's good. There we are. You see how brittle the plastic is on this? That just split by me just bending it. So that'll have to be addressed. Oh. I'm just trying to turn it both ways. I think it moved out a bit then. Put a bit more heat on it. Good, that's turning slightly. That's better. Now that's just going to keep turning, obviously, because it's only threaded on the other end where the nut is. Got that moving. So hopefully I can bash it out from the other side. Try that again. Yeah, still just turning, so I need something long and thin to hit it through. Job's a good one. So now just this one at the top. Actually, that'll come out without that because the bracket is off. I still want to get it out anyway. Good. I've got my drift stuck. There we go. Excellent. I always like to put all the bolts back together as they are. I'm just going to pop those in there for a minute. I know those came out of there. Carefully try to take this jack out. Just trying to see how heavy this is. It looks very cumbersome. Tricky. So I'm now waiting for my neighbour to come home just to give me a hand to lift the engine out. I've dropped the sound on the video of us removing the engine and blurred his face out. Some people don't want to be internet stars. So that's the end of the video. If you did like it, please give us a thumbs up and possibly subscribe. In the next video we'll be taking the head off and trying to find out why we have such low compression.